Let's learn about this almost completely forgotten little company on this episode of Antique Bottle Stories. I run into this sometimes. If it weren't for a bottle or two still hanging around, this company would have completely fallen out of the history books. This one started out with hardly any information at all. I saw one website with the tiniest blip about this company, saying this particular building on King Street in Jacksonville, Florida, used to be a Thomas Beverage company between 1933 and 1946, at which point the building was taken over by Pepsi-Cola until about 1957. It says, after Pepsi moved out, the building was operated as a cold storage warehouse for the Deal Warren Refrigeration Company. Today, the building is used for several smaller businesses. And that's all that was known on the internet anyways about this company. So, challenge accepted. Let's see what we can dig up. I found 2 listings for this bottle on eBay. That tells me this is not a common one. According to that information on that website, this company was only in business for about 13 years. It was local to Jacksonville only, and we're talking 80-some years ago. So yeah, this is not going to be a common bottle at all. Nowhere on the internet is there a name listed with the company. Thomas, obviously, but that's a common name that doesn't really narrow things down. So I started on Ancestry. I never tried this before, but instead of searching for a person's name, I tried searching for the company name. And here's the first record that pops up. A 1936 city directory for Thomas Beverage in Jacksonville. Okay, great. Now we need to find the name associated with it. So another record pops up in 1936 as well. There's a Mrs. Lois H. Thomas listed as the president. Okay, that did intrigue me a little bit that in the 30s, during the Depression, a woman is running this. I wonder what the story is. Did her husband die, she took over, or did she just start it herself? Well, let's keep looking. Still keeping with the Thomas Beverage Company search and not searching for Lois's name just yet, I found a few employees of Thomas Beverage. Here's a World War II registration for a Charles Eakin. See, he works at Thomas Beverage. And here's another employee, Eddie Murphy, who also works there. And here's a Clifton Campbell. And a Lamar Terry. And an Earl Ford. And there were a few others. So we have some employees. So now let's go see if we can find Miss Lois's story. I found her listed as president of Knee-High Soda Company in 1928. And that's a bottle I do not have, sadly. But here's one for reference. The following year, in 1929, her husband, William G. Thomas, is listed as secretary and treasurer. Okay, I mean, a little unorthodox, but okay. I was pretty sure that once I found the name, I was pretty much golden, but no, these guys did not leave a nice, easy paper trail. It took some detective work to crack this case. I was up till midnight because I couldn't put it down. Lois's husband, William G., doesn't have records under the name William, but he goes by his middle name, Gwyn. Here's a 1930 census with the family, Gwyn, Lois, and their son, William, who's 3, and they have twin daughters who are 1. Whew! After a couple hours of research, I finally found their birth dates. So here's what I learned from this census record. Gwyn, I guess he goes by, was born in England in 1896 and comes to America in 1923 when he was about 27 years old. In this 1930 census, he would have been here about 7 years now, and him and Lois had been married for about 4 years now. He owns his home, it's worth $15,000, which is pretty good, and has his business going. And it says here he's a proprietor at a bottling plant. So that tells me that he came over with a little bit of money. Lois was born in Massachusetts in 1901. I also found Gwyn's naturalization records, and he tells on that how he came to Massachusetts first, and that he met and married Lois in Massachusetts. I can't tell you the story of how they ended up in Florida. This 1930 census does not list Lois as having a job, which I find interesting because we just saw that the last couple years in the directory, they are listed together and she's listed as the president of the company. So anyways, I don't see a record between 1930 and 1935, so I don't have the exact transition date from when they were running Knee High to when they were running Thomas Beverage. But that one website said 1933, and that fits right in here, so we'll just go with that. Thomas Beverage was located at 648 King Street, which is this building that I showed you earlier. And to tell you the truth, I really can't tell you why Lois was listed as president, because in some of these directories, William is listed as president. So I don't know what the story is there. So let's skip ahead about 10 years or so. For a few years, between 1942 and 1946, Gwynn is listed under Thomas Beverages and under Pepsi Cola. So they were distributing for both. 1947 directory doesn't mention the company again from here on out. So that website was correct in that 1946 Pepsi Cola took over. Here's the new Pepsi president in 1947, Charles McGee. There's the same address, 648 King. Here they are a few years later in 1951, and it doesn't say that either one of them are working, so I don't know what they do after Thomas Beverage. William Gwynn Thomas died in 1984 at age 90. Miss Lois died a couple years later in 1986. She was 85. My soda bottle is almost about 10 inches tall. It says Thomas Beverage Company, Jacksonville, Florida, and it has orange peel texture embossed on the entire bottle. It has an Owens date of 1938 stamped on the bottom, and it's a crown top. So this is a pretty rare bottle. Not valuable, just rare. One of the eBay listings has a variant of this design. The bottom of it is different, and it's manufactured by a different company. If I were to guess, I would say this variant was made during the years that he was distributing for Pepsi, maybe in the early 1940s. But it's just a guess, I don't know. And that's all I have for today, guys. I had fun with this one. I hope you have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching.